Hello, everyone. I'm going to do a quick 2-second pause for Bucho to tell me that I'm actually live and can be heard. Yes, Bucho says I have the green light. I don't know what I would do without you, Bucho. Hello, everyone. I'm going to do a quick and 2-second welcome. Give me just a second. Something weird is happening. I'm getting weird feedback. Is anybody else hearing that feedback, or is that just me?
Well, that's just the temporal distortion, Bridgett.
You know what? That totally makes sense. We should put temporal distortion into the game somehow.
Thank you.
Temporal distortion. No, thank you. Listen, I don't have a plot going
right now. No, thank you. And we do that for an hour.
I'd watch it. Hi, Perry. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Symphony. Symphony Entertainment, Gaming, and Arts is my gaming company that focuses on horror systems, indie games, organic content, and player agency in an attempt to bring a symphonic approach to horror role-playing. I am your host, Bridgett Jeffries, and this afternoon we are back with the Symphony Sonatas, 60 minutes of improvised horror. I cannot tell you or the cast what is going to happen because honestly, not knowing is part of the fun. If you're in the chat, I already see some celebrity all-stars in there right now. Feel free to hop in, throw us out your ideas, your ridiculous commentary, your thirst traps, and we will probably incorporate it real time into the game if I can stay focused enough on the plot and follow the chat simultaneously. So, couple quick announcement. Our friends over at Bloat Games are sponsoring all of the content for the month of July here at Symphony. That means for the entire month of July, you can use the code SYMPHONY in all capital letters to get 20% off of everything at their store at bloatgames.com. So that means you get 20% off of Dark Places and Demogorgons, Play, Rewind, Eject, Vigilante City, Survive This Zombies, and a lot more. Also, let me get a copy and paste of this really fast. Hey, Skip! If you miss Symphony's Dark Places and Demogorgon stream, I just put the link in the chat, and I'll also put it into the YouTube video. Backers showed up in tutus, fingerless gloves, sunglasses, face paint, and Tim came with a blonde wig that I swear is still the most monumental moment of my entire life. It was an absolute blast. Check it out. Bloat Games writes very easy, very large font books that are quick to pick up. You can read the rules in about 15 minutes, and then you can immediately launch a game. The game I ran for Dark Place and Demogorgons was the first time I had ever read the system, I had ever played the system, and I ran it live on air because the rules are like 7 pages. The rest of it is fun fluff text. So check out Blow Games. And then Eric, Jamie, if you guys are watching this right now, thank you so much for the sponsorship. It really does mean a lot. In honor of this sponsorship, we are giving, we're hosting a giveaway. So you can win a PDF copy of Dark Places and Demogorgons by entering DARK into the chat. So you have to hit !dark or bang dark into the chat. You do need to be a follower of the channel to win. We'll do the drawing at the end of the show. If you can't stay for the whole show, check your Twitch whisper thing. I will allegedly try to reach out to you there. And then last announcement, guys. Symphony Entertainment does have a Patreon. So if you like this content and you would like to help us make more of this content, please consider backing us on Patreon. You can check that out at patreon.com/Symphony Entertainment. Tiers are fleshed out with everything from free content, books, voting privileges, exclusive content, the ability to alter ongoing stories, and more. So without further ado, let's unveil this cast. Huge shout out to the 3 cast members who showed up today, and hopefully for the 3 cast members that show up tomorrow. We're bringing on fresh talent to the Symphony that has either never watched us before, never streamed before, never streamed with us specifically before, and are literally trusting me and trusting the chat, that was your second mistake, to jump out here and to have a good time with us and do 60 minutes of improvised horror. So without further ado, cast members, please introduce yourselves, tell us who you are, some of the things that you can do, where people can find you, if you want to be found, and anything else you would like to share. Mary, please, baby, start us off.
Hey there. I'm Mary Grindstaff. I've been not streaming. This is my first time streaming ever. So little nerves going on there. I've been gaming since the 80s, mid 80s. So, a little experience under my belt there. Mm-hmm. I'm not especially a maker, but I like enjoying everyone's content. And my big news lately is I just got a puppy. Aww. And this is going to be an interesting stream because I have a friend here pet sitting hopefully she will be able to keep the puppy quiet.
Oh my god!
We shall see.
Mary's been showing photos of the puppy, even pre-adoption. So if you guys want to see the gorgeous pupper that's new in her home, definitely check out the Pet Pics channel on Symphony's Discord. Mary, by the way, I don't know if you're following the Twitch chat, but it is cascading with people screaming out your name, talking about how much they adore you. It's like an avalanche of Mary!
Y'all are gonna make me cry.
Like, oh god, it's so good. It's so good. Amazing. Mary, thank you for the trust. Thank you for your time. Thank you for donating your energy. And thank you for being here. Kicking it over to that guy, Graham. Hit us, baby. Tell us who you are, what you do, where people can find you if you want to be found, and anything else.
Hi, everybody. I'm Graham Gentz. I use he and they pronouns. I'm a game designer and facilitator and writer. I absolutely adore pen and paper role-playing games. And a lot of what I focus on in my design and the energy I put for is community building and liberation politics and making sure that the space exists for as many people as possible. That's why I help co-host a podcast on game design called Desks and Dorks. I try to make my games inclusive and interesting and as theoretical and strange, the kinds of things that inspired me in the hobby. I had a Kickstarter last year called Under the Autumn Strangely. It is a pastoral horror role-playing game set in a full of anachronistic Americana in a land that never was, inspired by things like Over the Garden Wall. I am very proud to be not one, but two stretch goals right now. I came to Symphony because I love Never Going Home. Yes! And the folks over there, Matthew and Brandon, are wonderful human beings. And I was asked to be one of the writers in stretch goals for the last Kickstarter. The other one right now is called Witches of Midnight, which is a queer Forged in the Dark witch game. It's on Kickstarter right now. I'm so excited to be part of that community as well. They also have streams. They have things that they do. Really wonderful people. And I'm a big fan of that. So if you're looking to talk about games or do things, I tend to work most of the cons on the East Coast and the Midwest. If you're going to be at Gen Con, come find me. I'm going to be repping Imagining Games.
Yes!
It's wonderful. And I'm going to be at the Emmy ceremonies because I'm part of an anthology that was nominated for an Emmy this year. I'm super excited to be with that list of names. There's very talented people there. So hit me up. I'll be around. I love role-playing without a net. There's something I say a lot, which is prep is death, which is embracing serendipity. The less planning that I have and prep goes into role-playing, the more you're going to be listening to the people, the more consent, the more exciting cross surprises you're going to have. So I have no clue what this is, and everything that I've been told so far, horror, improvised, no prep. I could not be more excited.
Graham, thank you for stopping by the Symphony. We appreciate it. I will see you at Gen Con. We're going to actually have to coordinate it so I can actually see you, because otherwise I'm just going to be a blur of very loud woman running by you. And last but totally not least, Miranda, baby, hit us. Tell us who you are, what you do, where people can find you if you want to be found, and anything else you would like to share.
Yeah, it's me, Miranda. You might recognize my voice from the Old Ways podcast, where I play Miss Maggie Bellinger on Horror on the Orient Express, or other various games that I have played in or run there, including but not limited to Teens in Space and Delta Green and some They Came From games. I'm also Don't Stop Me Now on the various Discord servers that we all may or may not have in common. It's a close family. Never streamed before, but I guess if anyone was going to get me to do it, it would be Bridgett. And that's it. That's really all I have to plug for now. Until I get my leatherworking business off the ground, that's all I have to plug.
Sweet.
And the thirst was just activated across the leather board.
You said the code word.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I'm going to see if I can do a silly accent this whole time, too. We'll see what comes out when I start talking.
Is the goal to be consistent the entire time with the silly accent?
Oh, I will.
Oh, okay. Never mind.
I will.
And wow, that didn't take long for Leather to activate the entire thirst of the chat.
I know to give these animals what they want.
Miranda, I love your face. I love your ability to perform. I absolutely adore your storytelling, and I'm super excited that you're here. All right, guys, due to this being a purely improvised game, I am not able to upfront offer content warnings. However, I have polled the players for red lines. So the cast understands that the X card is in play. X is going to be sent via private message in Zoom, which I will probably miss, so just do it again or flag me. You can also do it visibly on the screen because I 100% see that, or 100% see that. If you throw if you throw an X or you activate one of the safety tools for the green, yellow, red traffic light method, we will correct. No judgment will be passed. No questions will be asked. All right, guys. This is each of their first time streaming with the Symphony, and it sounds like two of them is the first time streaming ever. Let's get this Sonata started. First and foremost, what era are we working with? Chat, feel free to throw out. Oh, they're ahead of me already. Chat,
right,
feel free to
peering
throw
over
out
here.
ideas.
I'm checking out what we got.
What we got? Ooh.
We got 20s. We got Old West.
Oh.
We have the classic setting of human skin leather accordion. One of my favorite settings after Regency, that is. I love Pride and Prejudice, but with body horror.
Yes. That should be the tagline for the Regency book.
Uh-huh.
I'm seeing a lot of strong 1920s guys. Ooh, John Tyler just dropped in with Dark Ages. Pulp would be so interesting, being that we don't have rules. That would be interesting.
Pulp lol.
Oh, God. Cast, how are you guys feeling? You have any preferences between Human Bone Bookbinders? I don't even know what we're going to do with that one, but I would try.
Shoot, Roller Derby 1970s.
Roller Derby 1970s?
Well, that's what someone threw out, which
that's
I
good.
Love.
That is good. Now, we've done a Roller Derby Sonata before, so I think the only reason I'm going to go no is because that one is actually really fun and really good.
What if it was more like rollerball, like a dystopian sport, and we could like play with the setting as we went, you know? So it doesn't have to be literally derby, but it's like our own fictitious sport that plays satire with our world.
I am okay with that because that sounds like I don't have to work because I can throw all the world building dynamics back on y'all.
Yeah.
Apparently, we did.
I support that.
Roller disco, not derby.
Roller derby. Okay,
it was roller disco previously.
Got it. Okay, so we're okay. How do y'all feel about going with roller again? Roller.
Oh, yeah.
I'm good.
Derby?
So I can live out my lifelong dream of being Anita Spankin.
Because that's what we're here for, babe. You're gonna the chat's gonna explode.
Yep.
Oh, don't worry though. Anita Spankin's Canadian, so I don't know how much you're gonna get from this.
Anita Spankin and my soul just departed. Mine too, Doc. Mine too. Okay. It sounds like we're doing futuristic, alternate universe roller derby, which I don't know what that means, but I will find a way to try to make it horrific. All right. So then the follow-up question is, who are our characters in this futuristic roller derby? I don't know if I want to do post-apocalyptic yet, because we've done that too. So I'm just going to do futuristic.
No, just like dystopian, like sort of like rough and odd and whatever inspires us, like, you know, some strong touches.
Normal future.
So just now, just like the 70s never ended.
But just imagine just what's going to happen anyway. The true horror.
The true horror.
And
tomorrow.
Our brutal roller sport is the only thing keeping humanity together.
Yeah, they live for it.
Yeah.
And die for it.
Okay, wait. No, I'm taking notes now. Okay. They live for it, they die for it.
So my question to the cast here, are we on a team or do we oppose each other in some way? What are your instincts?
Oh gosh.
How much do we all need spankings?
I mean, my instinct is that we were all on separate teams at one point and hate each other, but now have been brought together. When the teams got mixed up or a new team started, we all got traded to the same
all-star team.
All-star, but the opposite.
Oh yeah. So we all dropped our contracts, and so we're like in the bottom bracket. We're in like the worst team in the league.
Okay.
We all got left.
We've gotten kicked off a number of teams.
Yeah, we all got kicked off our shoulders.
Okay.
I love it.
So It looks like chat was all going team too. So you guys are all on the same team in this dystopian world where roller derby is absolutely everything. The economy is leaned up on this particular sport. Society probably has their classism written into this particular sport. Money, religion, everything is filtered through this. So even though you guys are the bottom of the barrel, you guys are still above what would be considered a human being, a normal person, unless you're one of the owners or you're one of the sponsors. There's like everyone else. There's the 2% of the upper echelon, and you guys are like the very bottom of that 2% because you're still athletes. Works?
Absolutely.
Yep.
But amongst your 2%, you guys are like the 98%.
Absolutely. We are the bottom of the top.
Okay, so then let's try this. I am going to start with Miranda.
Yep.
What is your character's name, and why were you dropped from your contract with your team? What happened? Was it a professional incident? Was it a personal incident? Did you violate a policy somehow? Did you sleep with CEOs? Blah, blah, blah. What's your character's name? What's your character's appearance? And why were you dropped?
Oh, well, Anita Spankin's kind of a little bit rough around the edges because she comes from Canada. She says Canada, as we all do in America. She's a fake Canadian. And the problem is that she got in trouble for Tanya Hardying some people. She was taking out the competition behind the scenes, and that didn't go over very well with them, Okay. And so she got dropped from her team.
Oh, I love this so much. What does Anita Spankings? I'm not going to make it. What does Anita Spankings look like?
Oh, well, apparently, based on what I said earlier, she probably wears a lot of leather, and she's got like a green mohawk, but she's very short. She's only 4'8". But when you put the roller skates on, she's taller.
Yes, 4'8" all the way up to 4'9". Okay, we're good. I like this. Okay. Let's kick it over to Mary. Mary, who are you playing today? What do they look like? And what clause in your contract did you violate that caused your team to drop you? And it hurt for them to drop you.
Yeah. So my character's name is Whipcracker.
Yeah.
She is tall, lean, lanky, kind of sickly looking, honestly, just stringy hair. And she's that girl that you can count on to whip somebody up through the rink, to get some extra speed. Unfortunately, she is not the most reliable, and tends to mispractice. What she's up to while she's not practicing, don't quite know yet. But yeah, she's not the most reliable crayon in the box.
I like this. I love where this is going. Okay, Graham, your tee up. Give me your character's name, what they look like, and what you were publicly accused of doing that got your contract terminated that you weren't actually guilty of.
So I'll be playing Tequila Mockingbird.
Holy
Tequila
shit.
Mockingbird is an aggressive social revolutionary attempting to buck the current social order. And I was outed, framed for some kind of industrial sabotage, even though my actual crimes are much worse, which is canvassing and creating revolution and writing pamphlets, doing mass printings. But if I was accused of that publicly, it would add fire to the flame. And so I was just, my reputation was completely sliced. She's all red and black. She's got red Liberty spikes, a jacket that says "fuck off" in dripping letters on the back. She's 5'1" and 3/4, though she claims that she's 5'2".
Yeah, she does.
And if she was on a rugby team, she'd be a hooker. She's squat and got really nice shoulders, just built to fuck shit up.
Chat that oh god, you guys are good role players, make me happy. Chat is already losing their mind over the names. So I'm just gonna repeat them because I think they're fantastic too. I have Anita Spankings, Whip Cracker, and Tequila Mockingbird. This is amazing.
Mockingbird.
This is so good. Okay. All right, ladies. Then let me activate the chat. Chat, this is the dystopian universe where everything is filtered through this particular sport. Religion, finance, worth, everything. This is a massive event that they're hosting right now semi-annually where they have different teams that aren't technically geographically opposing to each other, basically coming together to play. So it's a big thing that, attracts a lot of sponsorships, and it just really revitalizes the economy, and it also distracts everyone enough where they're not seeing how many liberties are being taken away from them or how brutally oppressive the society is, because everyone is focused on this weekend of games. It is happening in a massive closed Thunderdome where they can actually control the internal weather to do fun aesthetics for the rollers to play in. So my question for you, chat: what extreme weather is happening on the interior of this Thunderdome?
While we're getting that, I would like to request that our sport is part Calvin Ball, like not legitimately, inspired by roller derby, but I want there to be like free nonsense rules and things that are just like, of course, and this is the rule that happens because this is what we have to do now. So like any sensical idea of what the sport is, I want to be completely lost in the background.
No, listen, I absolutely love it. That you have no idea how well that works for me on where I'm allegedly going with this plot, depending if I don't change my mind based on what chat says.
Just setting you up.
No, I love it. Listen, alley-oop me, baby. I'll dunk it all day long. All right.
That's right.
What do we have going on right now? Doc is being thirsty. I see hurricanes, water tornadoes. Didn't see that shit coming. Ice storm, thunderstorms, blizzard, ice storm. Oh, monsoon.
I like a monsoon.
Oh.
I don't know. Skating on ice is fun.
It would make sense that a thirsty chat has all these calls for water.
It's true. It's true.
And
Stay
Leather
hydrated,
Daddy
my
actually
friends.
recommended the monsoon, so that actually Symphony's Leather Daddy recommended that, so that works. I'm gonna repeat these one more time, and I'm gonna have cast decide. Starting with you, Miranda, would you like to do hurricane, water tornadoes, ice storm, thunderstorm, blizzard, monsoon?
As a scantily clad Anita Spankin is, I might have to veto ice storms.
Okay.
Because I don't want to cut through my leather top. So I'm gonna say monsoon.
You're going to monsoon.
Yep.
Mary, what is your preference between this selection?
Monsoon is good. There was water tornadoes.
Water tornadoes is dope.
That I'm down with that.
Okay, water tornadoes and monsoons again. And then how about you, Graham? Where are you seeing with your extreme weather?
What are our options, Bridgett?
Yeah, baby. Here's what you're working with right now. Hurricane, water tornadoes, ice storm, thunderstorm, blizzard, ice storm, monsoon.
Yes.
Okay, this is the way. Okay, this is the way. You set me up for that bullshit, and I'm really happy about it. That sounds like a cascading win. It sounds like 3 votes for monsoon for sure. So this is good. So, I'm reconciling information on the spot. Okay, so you all are in this Thunderdome, and the locker rooms and the temporary housing for all the teams to come in takes place beneath you. So you have like the rising auditorium seating underneath the dome, where all of the action is front and center. And then you have the media boxes and the team spread out. You have your VIPs, and then it kind of extends out. And maybe if you were lucky enough, if you're just a regular everyday person, they have a very interesting raffling tactic that they use where normal people can come in and see the show. And we're not going to discuss what these people have to do to qualify for the raffle or what they're willing to do to qualify for the raffle. But let's just say dystopian societies under this type of regime are very horrific. The people who are able to be here that couldn't afford to be here either bled or cause someone else to bleed just to sit here in the stands in the nosebleed sections and cheer you guys on. You all, because you are the scrubs of this particular industry, you guys are the disgraced ones. That is the nickname that has been running through the media, the disgraced. Are going to be playing second. They always whet the appetites of the crowd's tongue with like an intro game, which is usually something fun and fluffy, and some of the highlights of highlight players or star players of various teams come out, and they don't necessarily play a game, but they do some fun, cute little function that basically whets the appetite. It sets the charge. It gets everyone excited. And then you guys are going to immediately come out because, well, look at who you came to see. The disgrace are going to go out first, and then it's going to tier up, just like everything in the society, to the ones people really did come to see. You know that the concept today is monsoons, and you guys are going to be dealing with that first. I'm going to start in the reverse order. I'm just going to ask each of you, what is something small that you did to help prepare yourself for monsoon Calvin ball roller derby weird sport that we're not really going to describe because you're not going to play it. I'm going to start fucking with you immediately. What did you do to start to prepare for the monsoon atmosphere? Starting with Graham.
It's brand new nitro in the rocket boots.
Yes.
I always clear the path, and so I need to make sure that there is plenty of nitro to be used.
Yes, I like this. And apologies, what I should have called you is by your name, which is Tequila.
Oh, we all know. We can all see tequila.
We know with the red and black. We've got it. Whip
all
Cracker,
red and black.
What did you do to prepare for the monsoon game?
Grip. I need grip to be able to fling people. So some sort of gloves that are going to have some sort of extra.
Yes. This is the
Icky.
way. Yes. And every time I gotta say the name, I hate you and I hate Nate, just so you know. Anita Spankings. Anita Spankings, what's something you did to prepare for the monsoon?
Oh, yeah. Well, knowing, that it's going to be monsoon season here and that there's going to be a lot of water and we're possibly going to be going through it at pretty high speeds, I've just been regularly waterboarding myself to get used to that coming at my face, and then getting really good at holding my breath and stuff. And this way I won't be scared or anything because I've done it a million times. Oop, went a little mobster there. Ugh.
Yeah.
So
Which that's actually my secret identity, is I'm a mobster that have fled to Canada and hiding out as Anita Spankins.
Those
Yes!
infamous
It's all backstory.
Canadian
It's all
mobsters.
backstory.
It's all
Name
backstory,
that's
guys.
not your real name? What?
What?
my Christian name, Anita Spankin.
Oh my God. Who waterboarded herself in preparation for that. You can't drown me if I've been drowning myself, damn it. Okay.
I already have leukemia, all right?
You can't. God. So I'm going to say these teams I like 12-person teams, but I also don't feel like dealing with 9 NPCs. So I'm going to make them
I
6-person
requested
teams.
we create a prime number.
Prime number? We have to
Yeah, I want a prime number.
Jeez.
Like
What prime number would you like, Graham?
7 or 11 or 13.
No,
or...
I don't like any of those. Let's
Okay.
do 7.
Okay.
Oh, 5 is even better. Let's do 7. 5 is good. I like 5-man teams. So it's because that's less NPCs I got to deal with. So there's you 3 and 2 other NPCs, which chat, feel free to create 2 NPCs on the fly that are on this women's team, the disgraced, as Bucho has coined. You all are downstairs. You can hear the roar of the crowd. You can feel the vibrations in the wall from the music, from people, stamping their feet, from clapping and cheering. You can feel the electricity pulsing around you. You can hear the water rushing. None of you have been permitted to see the arena floor, but it's a monsoon and you know what the basic arena is set up. So you kind of know what you're working with. And in this particular cabinet of life, I see Raleigh Fingers as a tribute. Yep. Team Captain Disgracie.
Raleigh Fingers? Oh, yeah.
That is
Love
really
that.
good. Raleigh
One
Fingers
of the
is
best
good.
baseball players of all time.
That is so good.
Love it.
this little cabinet that they have you in, this holding room before you step forward into an elevator and you're shifted up with hydraulics into the arena. You can see that the wall here is sheeted with see-through plexiglass. It's supposed to be aesthetically cool for you to be able to look through the walls and see the cool interconnecting pipes and turrets and electricity and blah, blah, blah. And you've seen these multiple times before. But the one thing you do see is there are 6 massive cylinders that are evacuating muddy water, probably into some type of recycling system beneath you that's going to be recycled into the atmosphere above you. And you're looking at the timer, and the timer has 14 minutes to go. And then you guys are going to be live. And you're watching the muddy water run down. You're watching the red numbers on the timer tick backwards. And then suddenly the energy above you changes. You're not hearing excited and gleeful screaming for violence or cheering. You're just hearing screaming. A lot of screaming. It's an unnerving sensation to hear 20,000 people scream out in pure terror at one time. And then suddenly those massive cylinders that were evacuating muddy water begin evacuating nothing but blood. And your timer continues to tick. What do the 5 of you, the 2 NPCs that were made up in the chat, do as you're in basically just a holding room with the only way in is a locked door behind you? And the only way out is the elevator in front of you that leads you upstairs into whatever is literally bleeding down to you.
Oh, well, that's an interesting new feature there.
Isn't it, though?
I thought the blood battle was until later.
This is not cool. I'm going to take a hairpin and see if I can go at the door.
Yeah, you're going to the door behind you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Because we've got, you said we've got minutes before we go up, right?
Yeah, 14 minutes before the elevator activates, or whatever, however minutes I said before. So Whip Cracker, you pull out a hairpin, and here's my question for you, a Whip Cracker. Are you proficient in picking locks? Is this something you know how to do?
That's probably one of the reasons she's not quite so reliable, because she was out doing not quite the most legal things.
Okay, I like this. So are you successful at picking the lock? It says infinite. Side note for anybody who's tuning in for the first time, we have no character sheets. You see, we just made this shit up on the fly. We're not rolling dice either. I'm not doing paper, rock, scissors, chops. It's all narrative storytelling. So if it's more interesting to Mary for the door to continue to be locked, that's what I'm going to rock with. If she says it's more interesting for that door to open, that's what I'm going to rock with. So tell me, Whip Cracker, does that door open?
She's pretty proficient at this, so I'd say, it might take her a few tries, but we can get out there.
Okay. You are pretty proficient in this, and I will give you, it probably doesn't take you a few tries. This is probably a lot easier than you anticipated, but this isn't a room that they, lock people in to kill them. That's the halftime show. This is where the athletes go and they wait to be lifted up. So it doesn't take you long for you to get that hairpin into the lock, and the lock disengages, and the door is ready for you to be opened. There's something interesting that you notice, Whip Cracker. There's no sound coming from the other side of the door. The other team should be lining up. Somebody's manager should be having an argument with somebody's sponsor. Maintenance should be like either smoking whatever the weird futuristic cigarettes that they are and talking shit about how this is all bullshit. There should be some activity on the other side of this door, but it is quiet. And you recognize that as you're like intimately, futzing with this lock.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to light up one of my laser cigarettes.
Laser cigarettes. This is the way.
Nice. I'm envisioning us cracking open the door.
I'm just watching you do this, and I'm just going to smoke and stare at you.
I was picturing the 3 of us, all looking out.
Scooby-Dooing.
No, I'm smoking.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm not looking out. I'm just smoking.
Awesome.
Hey, Whip Cracker, what's going on over there with that door there?
Well, the door's open, but what do I see when I peek out?
Over my shoulder, so I had the laser cigarette in one hand, but I have a giant old school boombox that I've been nonstop blasting "Welcome to the Thunderdome."
Yeah.
Because every time I come into arena, they're playing music, and I'm always playing my own soundtrack instead, and flipping off everyone who's always booing us.
This is the way.
So I'm gonna turn it down a little bit so that we can hear what's going on.
Just a little bit. Just a little bit.
Appreciate it.
Whip, this happens simultaneously. This is going to be Whip and Anita. Whip, you open the door, and you don't immediately see anything because there's nothing at eye level and there's nothing at the ground. But that's when something tickles your field of vision above your eyelashes, and you look up, and in these 14 feet high hallway passages, you do see the other teams that have lined up. You do see the manager and the sponsor who should be arguing. You do see the maintenance guys who are smoking cigarette, but none of them are moving. They're all hovering, face down, about 13 feet off of the air. All of their eyes are milky white and they're all twitching, but they're all hovering a few inches apart off of the ground. Over to you really fast, Anita Spankings. Whip just opened that door. She's peeking out to see what's going on. Tequila is smoking a laser cigarette, and your time somehow just dropped from 14 to 2. Yeah. 14 minutes to 2. That fast.
Not another goddamn temporal disturbance. I thought they fixed all of those.
Oh, no, it's happening all the time. And look, they got this floating thing out. That's not in my contract. It's not in my feet stay on the ground. I'm
government
afraid of
said
heights.
they fixed them all. They're lying to us. I told you they've been lying to us.
You're
I'm
starting
gonna flick my laser cigarette. It's gonna bounce off of the head of one of the floating people.
Starting to sound like you're making sense, Tequila. I never thought that I would say that.
Come to a meeting, okay? You're free, all right? I'll give you a pamphlet. You told me you read it, but I think you lost it, okay?
Tequila, I have a stack of pamphlets in my locker. I love them.
They fall out.
my radical socialist readings.
Tequila, you flick your laser cigarette at, let's go with that manager that is arguing on behalf of the team. You flick that cigarette in the head, on this thing's forehead, and the head turns all the way around. Literally, it's a full 360 spin back where the tissue and the spine is stretched but turned, but it doesn't turn off. The eyes blink open as milk begins to spill out of them. This now thing falls on all floors to the ground and starts hobbling towards you guys very, very quickly.
I knew management was bad, but I didn't think they were actual monsters.
Shut the door, Whip. Shut the door.
You haven't been reading your pamphlet. I've been telling you since day one.
Shutting that damn door.
Look, we've dealt with blood rain before, but I ain't never dealt with this no gravity nonsense out there. So, and we only got like 1 minute left. They cut it off. They cut off like 12 minutes.
Yeah, I frickin' love the blood rain.
Blood rain. So I have a question for you then, Graham, since we love horrific things in this particular situation. Whip is trying to shut this door. This creature is moving inhumanly fast. Does she get the door shut in time, or does this thing get in with you?
So the door is shut, and we have a big head with the white viscous liquid coming out of the eyes, and there's one of those trying to slam it, and we're like crushing its head as it's like coming out and trying to bite some fingers off.
Yeah. So just make sure Whip is trying to shut this door, but what she's done is successfully trap this thing where it's just stuck and it's scrambling and reaching at you guys. Yeah? Mm-hmm. So it's not in, it's just trapped in the door right now. It's stuck in the door.
Yeah.
Okay. Anita?
Yep.
You notice that your timer has stopped at 1 minute, 12 seconds, and it's pulsing. Oh. It's not pulsing red anymore. It's pulsing blue. And you're thinking back in your memory, it's like, what the hell does it mean when they go to blue and start pulsing? Chat, what does it mean when the timer to the athletes goes blue and starts pulsing? What is someone trying to communicate to the players? In addition to this, Anita, those tubes that are pumping through blood get slightly paler, And there's another liquid that is now being funneled through it. And as you're looking at it, it's like a chunky liquid. Have any of you ever had like a cheesecake shake or any type of a milkshake where there's like bits of harder texture mixed into it? It's not constant, but it is. There's something.
No, but I'm right there with you.
This is a boba tea?
That's exactly what I was thinking.
Right. You're just
Yes.
like, there's now texture being added into these pipes that looks somewhere like a mixture of human skin and grinded bone. Give me just a quick second. I need to check the chat to see what they said on the error in the arena should be good. Needs to be a kill or she gets penalty time. Oh, sale at the gift shop. We're going with sale at the gift shop. You think about it the last minute, Anita, as you're staring at this, you're just like, what the hell? What was the blue flashing? Oh, it's one of those time sales at the gift shop, which this is an economy that tortures its people, both psychologically and financially. Those gift shop sales, there's something to remember.
If anything, that's where all that blood's coming from. I've seen it happen before when they rush the gate and all that flesh. This is obviously that's what's happening up there. They started that cell and it was just absolute pandemonium up there.
This is what happens when Black Friday is an everyday thing. Okay, they kept it one a year. Now it's every day of the year.
Murder Fridays, crowd stampedes. Anita, you know that these flash sales only last about 5 minutes, and you guys have something that is trying to get into the room with you right now.
Anita is taking one of her spare skates. She has her skates on, obviously, as always, and taking one of her spare skates and wrapping the laces around her hand so that she can swing the skate in a bludgeoning motion at the head that's peeked through the door.
This is sexy. I really like this. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to ask Whip Cracker, if this were combat rounds, what would you be doing? Are you going to continue to hold the door? Are you going to let it go? You're going to try to push it back? What are you going to do?
She's kind of frozen where she is. This is absolutely not anything she's dealt with before. So yeah, she's kind of frozen, locked, holding the door, just praying that this thing isn't going to get in.
I like this. You might be what's stopping the floodgates of this and whatever's behind it from getting in, because you guys do hear another thud hit the floor somewhere down this hallway. Tequila, what are you doing this round?
So I take a full front boot heel to the locking mechanism, and it short circuits and it slams into the thing and it decapitates it, and its head rolls into the pod with us.
Okay, let's start with Anita Spankins from Canada. Are you successful in your attack with your hand wrapped around these skates? Are you successful?
Oh, yeah. Anita's bludgeoned a number of things this way in the past. This is not a new skill for her at all. This is kind of her go-to weapon of choice. In fact, in the rink, whatever arena they call it, Anita has from time to time pulled her own skate off and beat someone with it.
This ain't new for you. This isn't new. Take a few seconds of narrative to tell us what this looks like with this thing trapped in the door and clawing and trying to get in, but its neck is already turned and you've got liquid spilling out of it that looks white. Its eyes are liquefying and it just looks like the white of the egg yolk is spilling out while you still have, rivers of blood and bone and tissue in the background. Gear is starting to come through too. You're seeing a wedding ring hit the glass and spin down. You're seeing someone's retainer hit the glass, get stuck, and then slide down.
They did the whole garbage disposal move up there. Okay, so I got my skate and I'm swinging it around and I'm hitting this thing over and over and over and over again as its skull is crushing in and more liquid starts to pull out, but its skull is completely crushed in on one side and concave, but it's still moving and it's not dying. Normally I must have hit this thing 20-30 times and it's still going.
Oh wow. And it's still going. So the head is a pulpy mess. You're tearing at its shoulders. One of the eyes has
popped out. There's teeth on the ground now.
And it's not stopping. Tell me, Anita Spankins.
Oh yeah.
Leather Daddy from Canada.
Oh, yeah.
Someone special was coming to this game to support you. Who came to this game to support you?
Oh, yeah. Well, that had to be my dear grandmother from back in
Chicago.
back in the old country.
From Chicago.
From Chicago.
She was a mob wife. Hey, yo. Hey, what are you doing up there in Canada? We miss you. You talk funny now. Hey, yo.
And I say, Grandma, this is me now. I'm Canadian now. I don't do that anymore. I haven't murdered someone in like a couple of days. I'm not part of that life anymore, Grandma. But old dear Granny, she loves me, and even though the family has disowned me, and I still slip back into that mob life sometimes, Granny still came to visit.
Granny still comes to visit, and Granny still loves you, Anita Spankings. As a matter of fact, Granny probably made a small patch of leather that you have sewn into something that you're wearing right now, because Granny doesn't judge your lifestyle choices, because Granny loved you Granny didn't care when you were in the mob. Granny didn't care when you were on the
Granny
news.
was in the mob too. Let's be
super honest.
It's a family business.
Like Granny is team Anita Spankings. What slides down the tube that you know that whatever this is got Granny?
Oh, it's Granny's mangled walker. I know it. I could spot those tennis balls from a mile away.
The green tennis balls with the mangled and twisted.
Oh, Granny's blood all over
rocker.
those tennis balls. Oh no!
As this walker starts colliding down the interior of the tube with awkward thunks, and you're looking at this tube as you've got white liquid and blood running down your hand, and you're looking at the tube and you're looking at the tennis balls, and you see hair wrapped all around the bars of this mangled up walker, and you can't tell whether it's your granny's white hair because it's still just cascading with blood. Jumping over to Whip. Let's get some narrative on what you're doing. From what I heard last time with your tee up, you're just trying to hold the door shut. You're trying to keep this thing in place. You're frozen. Do you succeed?
Well, she's got the grippy gloves, so she's got
grippy gloves.
Yeah,
Set
so
up and pay off. Let's go.
Yes.
her hold on the door is solid. And if it's still coming, she's going to try to just take her skates and continue stomping on the head to get rid of it.
Okay.
I would dearly love to not have it come into the room.
Because you teed up with the sticky gloves that you teed up like 40 minutes ago, I am completely okay with saying you are 100% able to hold this thing in place, if that's what you think is most interesting in this moment. You love it?
It's, I mean, she's scared. She's locked in. She's not going out there.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Okay. Much like what Miranda's already teed up for, you start bludgeoning the hell out of this thing, and the more you hit it, the more it squirts. The more you hit it, the more of it falls apart. Symphony's going to eat that up for days. The more damage you do to it, the more it just seems like you're vexing it. Jumping down to Tequila. Are you successful in this action where you kick the pad and the door shuts and this thing?
Oh, absolutely.
At this point, it doesn't have much of a head left. So if you would like to take it off at the shoulders or take it off at the torso or take it off at the knees, you have some options here, because the other two ladies have whatever's left of his head looks like the shit that's coming down the tunnels.
Yeah, it's straight up at the neck. So I brace my arms on both sides of this pod that we're in. And then it's the heel of the boot slams against the pad on the side of the door, and it crunches it. And with a scintillating slam, it crushes right at the neck of this thing. It's flopping flesh and many viscous liquids going in all directions until the head rolls up and lands at our feet.
The head rolls up and it lands at your feet, and somehow the one remaining eye is looking up at the timer, which fades very quickly from blue back to red, and you're back to having 1 minute and 12 seconds left before the elevator opens and you're supposed to be shifted up to whatever is happening upstairs. I will give the three of you this too. You hear the sound of a crystal breaking. It's enough where just as your nervous systems are super activating, you're looking around, it's like, did we hear that right? And that's when you look and you realize that one of those tubes has a small fracture that is slowly cutting across it.
Where are the tubes located?
Right against the wall. So like if you guys are in like a 4x4 room and the elevator's in front of you, the platform, it's a wall that they don't have drywall up on. It's just plexiglass and you can see the tubes behind it.
Behind it. Okay. Oh God.
Oh,
All right,
no.
ladies, are we going out the door or are we going up the elevator?
I don't want to
'Cause we
go
got
out
a
there where that
decision.
thing came from. I think
Onward and upward,
up to
disgraced.
the,
We got the ass to kick.
We're used to this. Let's go.
The timer goes from 1 minute to 60 seconds to 45 seconds to 30 seconds. That tube shatters from whatever pressure is being applied on it. And as the timer is ticking down, 15, 14, 13, you try not to think about how quickly the liquid is rising in this floor and what your toes and your feet and your boots and your skates are being saturated in. It's so hard not to look at the ground and see what it is that is creeping up to your knees. 10, 9, 8 chunks of something are touching you. Tequila, something is actually grabbing at your foot. You don't know if something's fingers just got caught in your laces or whether something is still alive.
I give it a shake.
You shake. 3,
That
2.
The skull. I want to grab the head.
You grab the skull
just as a weapon.
God, if only I'd done that compulsory waterboarding training.
2, 1. The doors open. The platform has arrived. Liquid spills into it. Did I hear onward and upwards, the disgraced?
You bet.
Let's go.
Absolutely.
Give me a montage on what this looks like as you are covered right beneath your kneecaps, because you're all short people from what I heard on this description. What this
Except
looks
me.
like.
I'm tall
Except for you.
and
You're
lanky,
tall
but-
and lean. That's right. What this looks like as you are marching into an elevator as the floor fills with blood, viscera, and whatever else has been sent through the grinder of the arena audience above.
This isn't something that Anita's spanking is not used to. In fact, she's been covered with viscera a number of times in her life. And so she's going to scoop some of it up and actually use it like war paint.
Some people pay good money for that.
Exactly. And so Anita Spankin scoops it up. She maybe has some teeth or some bits of hair in it, and she has rubbed it down her face and poured some of it over her shoulder so it's dripping down her body. She's really going to use it to intimidate the opponents.
This is good. This is good. Whip Cracker, what's your montage as you walk into this elevator?
Oh, Lord. She's got the skull kind of by the jawbone, ready to take a swing at whatever might appear when we get up there. Bitching about her skates the whole time. They've absolutely destroyed our skates. Somebody's going to have to pay for it.
This is good. This is good. Tequila, what's your montage as you walk into this elevator?
So the eye of the camera shifts out into the arena, and so we have kind of where we're going to emerge.
And hard pause, Hold on, really hard pause. Just do your montage, just because I have something else for the arena. I can't give you that one. I got something else for the arena. Just your montage.
That would be the boombox locking into my arm, and it hinges in the middle. And you pan down to the feet of the roller, and the nitro starts to activate on both sides, warring up, and then there's a huge blast of light.
You guys walk into the elevators. The doors close behind you, and you know the next doors are going to open in front of you. It's a very quick escalation to the top, and you have no idea what exactly you're going to see on the other side. But what you hear on the other side, once your platform arrives, the bell dings, and the doors open, is a sea of chants from people crying out, "Eat the rich." And that is where we are going to end game for today. That, friends of the Symphony, is where our Sonata ends for the night. Thank you so much to everyone who joined in or is currently watching a replay. You are indeed the best part of waking up. We are going to allegedly do this giveaway. If I can remember how to do that, I ain't done one of these in a minute. Hold on. I think I just click in giveaway and select winner. Yeah? How's this work? Come on, people. I'm supposed to know this. Close. Yeah. Okay. Resume entries. Yeah, no, we're good. Let me go back. Yeah. View active giveaway. Huh. It's really interesting. Usually there's like a button, and the button says choose a winner. But that button isn't populating right now for me right now. I see, winners. There we go. There's a pick the winner button. Who won? Matt, Doc, Tracy, congratulations on winning a free PDF copy of Dark. Hey, I'm so glad you were able to stay for the whole show, Matt. For Dark Place and Demogorgon, you already know how to get in touch with me, babe. You got all my credentials. Holler at me and I'll make sure you get your free PDF. Before we empty out the auditorium, let us go around one more time and say goodnight to our symphonic cast who took the leap and streamed with us for the very, very first time. Same order that we did before, starting with Mary. Baby, tell us who you are, what you do, where people can find you if you want to be found, and anything else you'd like to share.
Mary Grindstaff. I'm out on social media. You can find me if you want. That's about it.
I love it. Mary's coming back, guys. Sorry. I'm just really excited because Mary's coming back for another stream.
Oh, that's very true. That's very true.
Go ahead, Graham.
I'm Graham Gentz. Listen to the game design podcast that I co-host, Desks and Dorks. And come find me helping imagining games at Gen Con.
Hey! Yeah. And last but totally not least, hit us, baby.
Yep, I'm Miranda, aka Don't Stop Me Now on the Discords, and Maggie Bellinger on the Old Ways podcast, and myself on the Old Ways podcast when I'm running games. And I will try to take some pictures of fine leather goods to post to the Symphony Discord as well. I'll hit up all the people I've made stuff for and be like, I need a picture of that I never took.
The thirst is activated. Guys, we are actually going to be back tomorrow with another Symphony Sonata. Flyer is going up now. This will be at 1 p.m. Eastern. It'll be the exact same format. We show up. We don't really know what the hell is going to happen. Chat's going to throw some shit at us. We're going to incorporate and we are going to have an amazing time with it. How do I make that go away? I know how to stream, allegedly. I really don't. It's all a work in progress. Again, if you enjoyed this content, please consider backing us on Patreon, which is going to be at patreon.com/Symphony Entertainment. And please check out our friends over at bloatgames.com and enjoy 20% off with code Symphony on some really, really amazing content presented and developed by just some really, really amazing people. Cast, I am hella proud of you guys. Congratulations. You have officially either streamed for the first time or streamed with the Symphony. You were amazing. Chat is already going nuts. This was an amazing story with some really wacky characters in a really wonky setting. And you guys stuck the landing on it in complete improvisation. So I appreciate you spending time with me. And for you guys, we hope you've enjoyed the Symphony and we look forward to seeing you again soon. Thank you. And have a wonderful, wonderful night. Mwah! Bye, guys.
Bye.